Box has checked in for Antetokounmpo. Morris has checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Barrett. And the pass is smooth. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12. 83% accuracy.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Cousins, covered by Morris. Here's Cousins. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Here's Morris, and it's blocked by Gordon. And they get it back. Here's Smooth. He's got 22.
Well, Joakim Noah making his presence felt on the defensive end.
Smailagic. Bolden pulls it in.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
No good from Smooth.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Golden State's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Poole. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. There's 48 seconds left to play in the third. Morris with the bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
The Warriors shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Smailagic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
Bertans, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The Warriors also with a sub. Fareed is checked in.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Warriors shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Here's Poole. He's covered by Smooth. Morris inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Morris has got 8 points.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Lob pass to Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Pass to Smooth. The three. It's good from long range. Smooth's got 12 now in this quarter.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just spanning the plane.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Los Angeles on top as they end the third quarter with a tremendous 17-5 run. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Gordon out there with Harrison. And there's Dunleavy. And it's Magruder in at the power forward. LA's on 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. We're seeing some great shooters with length. Tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball, George, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
6 to shoot. Smailagic. Bertans grabs the board. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. They grab their own miss, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Golden State. At the line, your covers, Marcus Freeman. At the line for 2. The first one falls. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up, you need a hoop and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Back to Magruder. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by Morris. LA's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Man, from 13 feet, it goes down.
Slow rotation there defensively, and he gets a wide open look from mid-range.
And I'll tell you, you look up at the scoreboard, that's correct. They have a big lead for a reason.
Knocked away. Here's Harrison. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. And here is Shemp. Pass to Bolden. The Clippers need to get off a shot. A 3 from Morris. 4 for 9 from the floor with that miss. The Warriors have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Magruder, that's good.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter, to get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have two goals. Instead of one championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
No one near him. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Smooth's got 4 rebounds in this game. Passes to Shamet. Down low. Man passes to Smooth. He sinks the 11-footer. Smooth's got 31 points.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Here's Harrison. His 3-pointers off the mark. Clippers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Poke loose. And it's the Warriors on the break. Here's Magruder. It's not going to go for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. To the middle. And it's the Warriors on the break. Here's Harrison. Offline with his 3. LA's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. The shot's good. 33 points for Smooth.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking today, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. Do you think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Los Angeles.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight, tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Smooth.
Boy, I think you could pick about any area of this basketball game and feel like he excelled in it. He was a dominant figure at both ends of the floor and finishes with a triple-double. What an unbelievable performance.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting for Los Angeles. Landry Shamet at the line for 2. And he makes the first. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 16 seconds left in the game. Magruder passes to Noah. And it's blocked. And he recovers it. That one falls. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Smooth. Drops it in.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes,